This is J. Krishnamurti's second discussion with teachers at Brockwood Park in 1973.
Not quite. Sorry to be early. I was wondering what we can do together to bring about this terrain, this environment, as we were saying yesterday morning with the students, where each one feels totally responsible and yet cooperate with each other. That's what we were discussing yesterday. How do we set about this? I think the students are quite keen about it. I think they feel this. And how do we help them to bring this about? If I may ask, from where are we working together? You know what I mean? Are we on the same boat going in the same direction? Or being on the boat, wanting to go in another direction? Apparently, our intention at the beginning to get on the boat, which is going in the same direction as we thought we were going, or we wanted to go. And as it went along, we suddenly discovered for ourselves, I wanted to go in another direction. And it may be too late, because you can't ask the whole passengers and the whole direction of the ship to change to suit my convenience. So I'm just asking, are we on the same boat, going the same direction? And is the direction independent of each other? And is the direction is where we want to go? Because I feel a little bit concerned, if I may use that word, this place was got together for for one purpose. People have given money and all the rest of it. And we all together in this. You understand what I mean? I'm not questioning you or not, please. And why should we have unpleasant disagreements amongst ourselves if we are on the same direction? So please, let's talk it over. I'm not making a speech or anything.
Everybody might think they're going in the same direction, but have different ideas of how to steer the ship. They might think my way seems to be the right way.
Is that it? Is that it? We won't all go in the same direction, but I want to go in the same direction in my way. Is that it?
That's the question.
I wish you would discuss.
If we're all in the same direction, if we've come here because this is a center for learning, for my learning and the students' learning, and we have, it may vary in the way individually we cooperate. We're all individuals, but the purpose being one and our interest being one, we shouldn't have the disharmony in the movement, in the direction. We must trust that we're all here.
Not we must. Not.
No.
What is the fact?
What is the fact?
The situation at the moment.
At the moment, what is the fact?
Or not a fact? Not what we might do if idealistically.
Oh, for God's sake, that's out. Well, that's no meaning idealistically. Look, Miss Green, I'll talk to you,
Right.
There's so many thousands of schools. Idealistic, practical, progressive, Steiner, non-Steiner, every kind of school. We started this. And people gave money for that particular teaching. And I feel somewhat responsible for the donors, you follow, for the students here, and also for you and others here. And I want to find out why there isn't much more inward sense of pulling together. Do you follow? Why there isn't much more a creative thing rather than a mechanical thing? Why isn't there a deeper communication with each other? And if that doesn't exist, I don't say it exists or it doesn't exist. If I say it doesn't exist, then you are giving or producing or bringing about an environment of real contradiction. in which the thing which we were talking about yesterday, the self-generating creative energy, is destroyed. Now what can we do? Don't let's go back and say, what should be done, this, that. Take it as it is from today. What is it we can do? Knowing that each one of us has a different temperament. Some are moody, some are not moody, some are secretive, and all the things that we are. That's one fact. The other, that we are different qualities of qualities of being differently educated. You understand what I mean by that word? You might have read a great deal, you might be intellectual, you might be clever. I'm not. I've come here to see what I can do. There is that. Then I have my peculiar moods, peculiar idiosyncrasies. And you have yours. And apparently that dominates. You might be affectionate, I'm very sentimental. All these things seem to dominate. You follow? Not say, well, let's put my particular idiosyncrasy aside for it, and let's pull together. That doesn't take place, apparently. And I feel, why? What is, let me put it that way, the other way. What shall we do to give the student the proper soil, together, not me alone, together, the proper soil where there is this freedom from non-dependence, and therefore generating this extraordinary flame in oneself. Now what can we do all together?
So I feel we must put aside our conclusions about one another.
Sir, look, not we must. Let's start. What shall we do now?
Well, I think the children are very anxious to be self-reliant.
I see that. When talking to them yesterday, I saw it very clearly. Now, how can we help them?
We must start with where they are. Understanding that there are certain things that we want them to do.
No, madam. No, you are not answering my question. Sorry, I'm not being rude. Please, I'm not being rude. I'm going to put potatoes in the ground. I dig. I don't say we must dig. I have nothing. I dig. And go on digging till I prepare the ground, put proper organic thing, and plant. There is no question of I will do it, I must do it. It has got to be done. Yes. Now, what is it we can do? Together, not I alone or you alone.
But do we believe that the children can and will? I think that's very important for the staff to realize.
But do they realize this? Do we realize it?
This is what I
Do we realize that this self-generating energy, which isn't dependent on anything, is absolute necessity? Is it operating in us? Well, Sir Cook, what shall we do?
I think the problem that's been expressed is accurate. I feel that it's very much the problem. The question, as stated, is very much a diagnosis of our present situation.
So what shall we do, sir?
I don't know. Absolutely don't know.
Well, I think I know one thing we shouldn't do, and that is have a preconceived idea of what it should be. And stick to that.
It seems to me rather the problem is nothing to do with our relationship with the students. It's to do with our relationship with ourselves, our own state of being.
Should we divide these things?
I think it's simpler if I don't say the problem has got nothing to do with the students. It is entirely to do with my capacity to function differently.
Like saying the ditch has got nothing to do with the potatoes. The two things go apart from one another.
I don't think we can separate the staff from the students, and I think we have mentally separated ourselves from the students.
I think we are the problem, not the student.
I think we are the problem.
I don't think the student comes into it, really, at this stage.
But we are related to the student.
Yes, but what is related to the student at present? Our own conditioning. Our own self-importance is related to the students, and no good can ever come of that.
But also what the students do, what the students are, what happens, 1,000 things go in. It seems to me we isolate ourselves and say, I must work on myself, and never mind the student. Everything comes to a great big stop until...
I don't think it does come to a stop at all.
It's an interaction amongst everybody involved, and most particularly the interaction of all this in oneself. But should we divide it?
And if I'm interested in a student, that student tells me how to respond. Each student is different.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I would like to tackle this problem differently. I'm not saying, please, I like to tackle. How does your mind work, Shakuntala? Be articulate. Don't be shy. How does your mind work?
In fragments.
No. Here is a problem. The problem is, if you see it, and do you see it, that our whole society is based on fragmentation, all the rest of it, but also on tremendous personal dependence. I write beautifully because I sleep with 10 women. You follow? Or I do something because my wife encourages me. It's a self-dependence. And therefore I'm destroying the creative thing. You follow? Now, that is, I put that problem to you. And how does your mind work? How does each mind... I'm going to ask you, and I hope the others are working with me to find out. How does your mind work when a problem of this kind is put before you? Knowing that you are English teacher, you know English literature fairly well, you have read a great deal of classical books, and you are responsible in a community of this kind. How does your mind work when that is put before you? You can't go to sleep. You understand? You've got to work.
I realize when a problem like this, I'm faced with a problem like this.
You are faced.
I can't go back to...
I want to know how your mind works when you are confronted with this problem.
The mind does try to go back and search around.
I want to know how it goes back.
At this point, I feel I have no answer.
Why not? I haven't got an answer.
The problem, I don't know what is the problem, but what I perceive in this moment is...
Sir,
Yes?
listen carefully. Not what you perceive. This is the problem. Problem is, how does your mind work when you are confronted with this problem?
Sir, when you face any problem, you mind oppose to the problem ideas. So never action, never you put face to the problem, because you always mind oppose ideas.
Is that how your mind works?
No,
How does your mind work?
my mind not work in that direction.
How does it work when you are confronted with this problem?
I can't say.
So you don't know.
I know.
Then why can't you say it? Because I'm asking, you follow? I want to find out when you are confronted with this problem, with the students, how you reply. You can't say, I don't know, and sit back. Who is going to know?
The problem don't have mental answer. That is the problem.
Huh?
The problem don't have mental answer. That is the problem.
That is a mental answer.
No, at all.
I don't think you are understanding our question, sir. You were there, were you, yesterday morning? If you were there, after talking a great deal, we said, how is it that when you are young, fresh, full of this, it gradually peters out? Is it authority? We went through all that. Is it food? Is it this and is it that? And dependency. And you said, here that you're not under a pressure. And people who live in the world are under pressure. They have got to go to the office or to the factory, or they have got to do it. Here we are left, and therefore we gradually become slack. That's what we said yesterday. And probably we all agreed more or less.
And this is true?
What?
What you say is true?
Sir, this is what she said.
But I don't agree with this, for example. For me it's not true at all.
What is?
For me, what happened outside and what happened here is exactly the same. What changed is the situation. People outside go to the office, here, go to some place. But
You haven't understood, sir. Are you under pressure?
No.
Huh?
No.
That's all that was said.
Yes, but the problem, sir, is it's very complex, the problem of the authority, because
We are not talking of authority for the moment, sir.
you speak about the pressure, sir. It's the same. Presión. Pressure. What is it? It's the same. Pressure. What is the difference?
Sir, look, sir, what we are saying is, we went through authority yesterday, and several of you, including her, they said, we are not under any pressure.
This is not true for me.
Why?
The problem is if the mind of each one have the capacity of perceive the pressure or not. This is the problem. When mind have fear, when mind have panic, right?
What?
Panic.
When mind have fear, maybe 2, 3 or 4 or many different states. When mind have panic, say, no exist any pressure. Authority no exist. When mind less panic, so only fear, say, no exist pressure. When mind have less fear, no speak nothing. And when mind don't have fear, or it's possible for that mind jump the fear, say, yes, exists pressure. So, 2 different states.
Are you saying that people who don't see it the way you do so out of fear?
Of course.
Why do you project onto an entire community your own perception and assume that that is true of every person there? How can you know that?
I perceive the fear
You
in the
may
people.
be wrong. You may be imagining what that person feels in themselves. Why do you think that you are the only one who could tell what is in every other person?
But yeah, this fact is very known.
To whom? The other people have not.
Look, sir,
substantial-
are you afraid?
No, I'm not.
There you
Of
are.
course, can't speak. She is afraid. His mind no permit from put faith from that true.
What are you saying, sir?
You're saying that we're all fooling ourselves or lying when we say we're not afraid?
Sir,
We're deluded. He's saying we're deluded.
you are saying, when she says, I am not afraid, that she's deluding herself? Deceiving herself?
Of course.
I see.
Of course.
How do you know?
You can't speak for me, Carlos.
No, I speak
I'm
for
speaking
you.
for myself.
But you are speaking for her. No, this is, you see, this is wrong. I am asking you a question. How does your mind, Shakuntala, work when confronted with this problem? And it's got to work and find an answer. Because you are going to meet the students today or tomorrow. How does your mind work when you are faced with this?
So may I?
Yes, sir, I'm not. It's a free country. At least, supposed to be.
You talked earlier of the man who writes because he has 6 women to sleep with or something. So in the first place, I wonder if there's something different from that. And I share that with the student, and then in the second place one wonders whether one's caught in that oneself, and one realizes one is.
Yes, sir.
So together with this, caught in this kind of a pattern.
Independence.
Right? So together with the student, you attempt to explore it.
Now, are you exploring it here now with me? Let's explore it. You see the question, sir.
Yes.
The question is, where there is dependency, there is fear.
Yes.
Where there is dependency, there is the energy that you have is gradually oozing out. And if there is no dependency and no fear and all that, then it's self-generating. And that's in that atmosphere we want to help each other. You help each other and the student. Now, I see this. You follow? I think this is very important. In talking over together with you, you and I see this. Intellectually or verbally, or we perceive or understand this. Now, how shall we put it into action? What shall I do? I'm working with all of you here. How shall I work with you if you don't see the importance of that fact? It's a fact, not my invention. You follow? It's a fact. And you and I are in the same boat. And we want to know what to do with it. What shall we do? The fact, not whether you are frightened or I'm frightened, with the fact. You understand, sir? Not quite.
Not quite. You're saying, sir, if I understand it, that there is this fact of dependence and fear.
And the degeneration of energy.
Through those. So, rather than look at it from personal, you have a particular fear and I have a particular fear, to look at this total problem.
Yes. Can you see it? Look, sir, you are part of this. You are in the same boat, aren't you? As the rest of us. I can say I'm not in the same boat, but I'm here to see how it works. Whether I fit in, whether I want to go in the same direction. whether these people have the same intention as I have.
I don't think so. In the direction you go, sir, I resistance the direction in what you go. So, not go in the same direction. It's evident.
You haven't understood, sir. Are you saying, I am going north and you don't want to go north?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Are you sure what you're saying?
Yes.
Huh?
Don't we sometimes get confused because we use the word I as a generality or an illustration, or sometimes we mean me, Alan Rowlands,
Sir,
whichever.
sir,
Do
look,
we
sir.
realise how we're using that word?
Look, sir, it's very simple.
I'm talking if there's a verbal confusion sometimes.
Is that it? Is that the verbal confusion? Huh?
I don't know. I don't know what was meant.
Look, sir, I'm actually going that direction, physically. I means K is walking in that direction. And you say, well, I'll walk with you. I like that. I like to keep you company. Because I think where you are going seems rather nice. So you put in your lot, you also go in the same direction. And I'm asking, are you going in the same direction? That's all. Huh? You're making it terribly complicated for yourself, aren't you?
I don't think so. I perceive in the case in you walking is very easy, sir.
Now wait a minute, sir. Now therefore, this place was brought about for case teachings. I'm sorry, I'll put it quite impersonally. And we get together and say, look, that appears to be a good teaching for the student as well as for myself. And we'll pull together in the same direction because I'm interested in that teaching. Right? Huh? Now, are we moving in the same direction because I'm interested in that? You understand my question, sir?
Yes, sir.
See, because I think I am, and I may not be. I want to go in another direction. Or I find, after a while, but Joe, this isn't what I want. I'll find my guru, somebody else. So, are we clear in ourselves that we are going the same direction? More or less, not.
Not only are we going in the same direction, but do we know how to go in the same direction? I mean, some of the trouble may be that we say we're all going north, but I say you've got to take the left-hand turn and then the right-hand turn. He says, no, it's the right-hand turn and the left to get that place. I think that's part of the confusion.
Is that part of the
It's
confusion?
The way different ones thinking the way to do it is different. Well, they might all agree that they're all going in the same direction.
Quite right, sir.
So, as a matter of fact, we're going around in circles.
Not quite.
No, but spiraling.
Not quite.
It seems to me that the crux of what you have to say is in the perception that one is not separate from the world, not a separated entity.
Yes, that's
This is,
more or less.
if we think that.
Yeah.
And this seems to me something which can be conveyed. And there are different ways of conveying it, but it can be conveyed.
also.
So can't one move on from that? I mean, if one's looking at the fact that one is a part of the world, doesn't one begin to realize that somehow can be something, that possibly may be something different?
Yes, sir, but may I put the question differently? Why are we here together?
We've all in our different ways.
Why are we? Of course, you have your temperament, I have and so on, so on, so on. But what has drawn us together?
I would have said the children.
Is it?
Not just the children.
What you have to say that's drawn us together.
It's
Your diagnosis of the world's ills, which we feel is to be
Is
true.
it the children?
There are lots of children in many places. Why?
There are dozens of children, millions of children.
Well, it's what happens to me and the children in relation to the finger that has been pointing that I.
Therefore, I'm asking. So it's not the children. I mean, you can go,
No,
there is a school down the corner.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of education. For oneself.
Different kind of education, different kind of... We are trying to make a different thing, aren't we? Are you sure this is what we're doing? What do you say?
I feel there's so much unhappiness and sorrow in the world, and everything is so chaotic that I want to see, to find another way of living.
Now, here is a place. Is that what you're trying to do?
I want to learn a different way of living.
Are you learning? And therefore helping the student to learn?
I seem to be going backwards in myself. I don't know how to put it, but before sometimes I thought I knew how some things were, and now more and more I seem to not to know, not to know what is a fact or not, and this kind of thing. When you talk, when I am listening, it's absolutely like that. What is shown is so true. But then sometimes when I go out, it's I'm back to my doubting, or I don't know, or I'm back to my same.
You don't have to doubt. Krishnaji is saying, are you learning this? Are you doing this? Not, do you think you'd like to learn it? Or, I see the world as unhappy and I'd like to find a better way of doing it. He's asking, are you doing it? Are you learning something? As you go from moment to moment, are you learning this other thing? This other way of living? Are you? But he's saying you may not be. None of us may be, but he's asking whether we are or not.
Is it the difficulty of communication?
talk a little bit about the communication, Krishnaji, because it seems to me that there's the verbal communication, but there's so much else that is involved in a group of people such as ourselves, plus the students. The interaction of all these people. One is communicating something by the way you walk, by the way you sit, by the way you are silent, by the way you at times are aggressive, by impatience, by just a sort of withdrawal which goes on so much. This is all part of communication. We're not separate. We're all doing this to each other and to everyone else we come in contact with in some degrees all the time, it seems to me. And this must affect our relationship, and it must certainly affect what we're trying to convey to the students.
Look, may I put it this way? We started this place. You all came. And we're all working. In different... Do we know what we're doing?
Well, I'm beginning to question what I'm doing. Because I don't think I know what I'm doing now. I thought I came with an idea.
Because you can't question it. There isn't time. You follow? You can't say, well, I've got the baby. Wait a minute, I've got a baby. I have to find out, question how to feed the baby. It's crying. I'll take time to think about it. Should I go to the doctor?
Well, that's what my frustration is, that I have no doubts about how I would handle my baby.
Isn't this your baby?
Not really.
Why not?
I don't feel it is.
Why not?
Because I feel that there are certain things that I would deeply feel to do, and they're done differently.
Well, madam, stick to that now. Why is it that you don't, you feel you wouldn't do certain things, or you ought to do certain things?
Because I've watched certain students.
No, madam, you're missing. No. Don't forget the students.
Yes.
You say, the baby is crying. And you haven't time to say, well, I'll think about what I am to do. I'll go to the doctor and find out. It's crying, it needs food. Right. And here you are, you've come here, and I say, madam, what is it you're doing with the children, with that baby? You understand my question? Not, you say, I would like to do something, but I can't do it. You said that just now. Yes. What is it you want to do?
I want to free their sense of vitality that they have, that they came with at the beginning of the year.
Did they come with it?
Yes, I think they did. I think this.
Wait. Be quite sure. Be quite sure. The excitement, don't be, you see, you must be very clear. The excitement coming to a new place, leaving the family. You know, it's a new adventure. It's a new, I'm not saying the environment destroys it. It may. So, they're already conditioned, they're already all this going on in them, tremendously. Here they come. And you say, I'd like to do something to help them to be free of their conditioning. What are you doing? Actually.
Point up their conditioning when I see it. What am I doing? I'm watching my own.
What all of us, look, you may be trying to help them to uncondition it, And I also, as part of the teacher, I make conditioning him. You follow? You undo, I put together again. So we must all understand this thing together. Not what you want to do, what I want to do. You understand? If we all say, let us, one of our objectives is to help the student to uncondition himself, because he comes conditioned.
Yes, and I too come conditioned.
We'll come to that. He comes with being conditioned.
Right.
And we want to help him to uncondition himself and not fall into a new conditioning. Right? And I realize I'm also conditioning. So I have a peculiar job of unconditioning him, though I am conditioned myself. So my demand then is, can I, in relationship with the student, uncondition myself as well as the student?
Yes.
You
I follow you.
Hmm?
Yes.
Go slow. Can I do that? And am I doing it?
You ask how my mind worked when I have a problem. My first response is conditioned. And I tell the students when I see it immediately, look at this. I have acted with my condition.
Yes, so?
Now let's meet this.
Yes. So you are learning, look, you are learning as well as the student is learning. Right?
Yes, through my reaction, the student is
you are observing yourself and you are observing the student.
Right.
And in this observation which you are helping the student and yourself to uncondition. Right? Now, is this what we are all doing? If you do that, and if I don't do that, you follow? Right. You create, and I come along and destroy. Yes. You see that? Now, how are we doing all this together? Not only in our behavior, and when we are learning, when you are teaching me mathematics, are you teaching me bearing in mind that you're mutually we're unconditioning each other, helping each other to uncondition. You follow? Are we doing this? And now wait a minute. That is the boat we are in. Right? Huh? Let's be clear. That Shakuntala is teaching me English, helping me. And she's not in an ordinary school. She says, I'm going to help me. She's going to help me. And in helping me to uncondition myself, she's also unconditioning herself. Right? Huh? Clear? Question is clear. Right, sir? Now, we must do this together. Right? And that is the boat we are in. Not whether you are frightened of me, I'm frightened. That is the boat we are in. That is, you and I, as a student, are helping each other to uncondition ourselves. And this unconditioning is observation when you eat and so on, all the rest of it. Is this what we want to do together? My golly.
I think that, I really think that it is basically what is happening. But I think the appearances are often that it is not. Because it is very difficult to assert consciously that one wants that.
No, I understand that, sir.
And the strong differences of temperaments often seem to confuse the appearances and seem to show on the contrary that they are pulling the parts.
Now, I understand that. Now, are we in the same boat?
I really think so.
You understand, sir?
But there is a lot of work to...
Are you Carlos? You have understood my question?
I don't think so.
What? What?
I don't understand, sir. Yes, I don't. Yes, of course.
We are in the same, please listen very carefully. We all agree, some of us agree, you agree, right? Yes. You say that, and you say that's right. We say, few of us say, that a new generation, a new people can be born, come into being only when they become unconditioned. Right? You're following all this? I'm talking to you. If you don't understand, stop me. And this is to be done mutually. That is, she helps me as a student to uncondition myself, and in teaching, in helping me, she is also unconditioning herself. You have understood this question? Please, right? Is clear? That is the boat we are in. And that is the direction the boat is going. Are we all together in the boat with this intention? Don't say yes and then be very clear in your examination of this question.
See, so I think what happens is when you put this question so strongly and so passionately to us, it gradually pushes away in each mind the resistances which are on the surface, and it makes us reach again to the almost conscious feeling that we are in the same boat, while when we indulge too much in positive action and thinking we're doing something and don't question, then we lose this feeling.
Yes,
and we begin to...
That's what I mean.
We begin
that's it. Now, wait a minute. Therefore, if we are in the same boat, we can't have disharmony. Right? Because disharmony exists only when I am not unconditioning myself and helping the student to
and helping each other in the staff as well.
You understand? This is the... Therefore, there is no saying, but you are authoritarian, I am this, you are that. And that shows we are acting from... You follow?
The mind says these things sometimes.
So, now let's find out. Now we are coming to the point. Are we clear that Brockwood, or this place, whatever you like to call it, exists in trying to help the students and ourselves to uncondition? I might do it not in one way, I might do it by talking to them. You understand? Say, look, sit down. You come here from a household that is not occupied with you.
I'm sorry, I don't follow, sir.
You come from a household that isn't totally concerned with you, with the child. But the wife has to go out, the husband has to go out, and they impose all kinds of restrictions, beliefs, dogmas. So you come here conditioned. I'll explain what that means very clearly. And see the result of that condition what happens in the world. And I say, look, I am also conditioned. I've come from that condition. So in teaching you, in talking with you, I am unconditioning myself and you. It isn't I am unconditioning you, but I am helping mutually unconditioning. Is that very clear? And when Carlos tells me you are frightened, you are really frightened, you are deceiving yourself when you say you are not, I say, wait a minute. I want to find out. He may be right, he may be wrong. I'm going to find out. You follow? Because my intention is to uncondition myself. Fear is one of my conditioning. And when he says, oh, you're a sectarian, I say, all right, wait. I'll tell it. I go into myself, it's nonsense you're talking. You follow? I'm not. So it is you follow, sir? It is mutual communication in unconditioning each other and the student. It's a, you understand? And I feel that is the boat we are in. Right? Right, sir? Now, how will you do this? Come on, sir. How will you do this? Not tomorrow. You follow? How will you do this?
So may I follow on from something you said just now? Isn't it a very strong part of our conditioning that we feel that those fears and problems that we have are going to exist for all time?
Appalling idea. I don't want my problems till I die. I want to get rid of them today. That's an awful idea. That's perpetual hell. That's what the Christians... So, sir, now wait a minute. You see the question? Huh? Now, how does your mind work when you are faced with this? How will you do it? Do you understand my question? How will you, teaching mathematics, let's listen, all right. How will you do this? With a young child as well as the older children. How will you do? How will you operate? What's your modus of, sir, what will you do? How will you set about it? He teaches chemistry, all right, sir. What will you do? Knowing you are conditioned and the student is conditioned, right? Right? How will you help to uncondition him and yourself in teaching chemistry? Right, sir? Good problem. Go on. Put your mind to it, sir. Work at it.
Well, if you feel passionately about mathematics, you won't be conditioned at all. If you feel passionately about the thing that you are teaching, then they will begin to feel passionately about it too.
Yes, sir, but I'm not passionately interested in it. I teach them. I passed a degree. You follow? I've got a certain quality qualified, and I say, I'll teach you. Now, how will you teach the child, chemistry student, and help him to uncondition himself. And not chemistry, another shaping the mind. Do you understand, sir? How will you do it? Isn't it an interesting problem?
Well, if I respond to him...
Sir, isn't it an interesting problem? Huh? What will you do? You understand, sir? This probably has never been put to you before. No book has written about it, right? And you have to originate something new. I wonder if you understand, sir? What will you do? You will produce a new dish. Oh, come on, sir.
So isn't it a matter of listening, sir? Listening to the student and listening to oneself.
How will you do it, sir? What will you do? What were you going to say, sir? Were you going to say something?
Yes. No, come on.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, I was going to say that the intensity goes into this rather than the subject.
So how will you do? What shall I do? I know what I will do. I know
what happened this morning, is all I can say. I mean, things are immensely clear, and when that happens, you can't help talking about it.
What were you going to say, sir?
Parlo in español.
Yeah, come lei vuole.
Sorry. I think no, yo pienso que el problema más grande para mí es la incapacidad de la mente para ver el momento en que salta el espacio.
Yes, sir. Look, sir, I understand what you're saying, but that's not my question.
Pero nadie percibe eso.
No, you haven't understood my question, sir. Please, sir, please pay attention to what I'm saying for a few minutes. I teach English. I've taken a degree, qualified in English. I've 5 students in front of me. And I'm in this boat which says, look, uncondition yourself as this and the student while you're teaching. Now, how am I to do it? And it's left to you. Because that's the creative thing, you follow? If there was somebody said, do it this way, this way, this way, that would become the authority, then you would follow it, and you would be conditioning the child to that authority, and yourself. You see, therefore, what will you do? How will you teach? You understood? Now, how will you teach English? Do it, Shakuntala, don't play with it. How will you teach me English and at the same time help yourself and me to uncondition ourselves? You understand? It is not a sentiment. It isn't an emotionalism. What will you do?
So do you mean through the subject, actually?
Through the subject, or before the subject, or after the subject. What will you do? Because you can't allow time to interfere. Right? You can't say, well, I'll think about it. Or, I don't know how to do this. I'll have to find a way out. The student is in front of you. There. Right, sir? What will you do?
So if you're exploring a field in relationship to another person, and both people are actually exploring.
Yes. So what will you do? How will you explore this problem with me? Put yourself as a teacher, and I'm the student, right? How will you do it?
In relationship to...
Yes. Tell me.
Mathematics.
No, show me. I'm young. I don't say relationship. I'm just. You follow, sir? I come to you conditioned. How will you help me in teaching mathematics, whatever it is? How will you do it?
Well, are we looking at the same thing? Are we exploring the same thing? If we are, we move together.
That means you have to tell me, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Open up.
But first you have to talk to me.
Yes.
Right?
Contact, relationship.
That means you have to talk to me.
Yes.
You can't say contact. You have to tell me, look, old boy, you have to tell me. What will you tell me?
Can't you first see in what way the student is interested in that subject, and you follow
My darling sir,
you follow his interest. You see in what way he comes to
No, sir, you're missing my point. You have to communicate with me, haven't you? You have in your mind to uncondition yourself and me in your teaching. Right? Right? Is the question clear?
Yes.
Now, how will you communicate that thing to me? You understand my question, sir?
In the way that the student immediately demands it, insofar as it's in the subject.
The subject is chemistry. You can teach me facts, but are you in teaching chemistry, are you unconditioning me? You've understood? Huh? Sorry to turn my back.
So in making...
I'm not sure we understand each other. Are we communicating with each other? That is, am I conveying to you the problem? The problem being, as a teacher, as a grown-up person, you realize how the world is conditioned, how it is conditioned through Christianity, economic pressures, and etc., etc., etc. And this condition divides people, and division is conflict. You understand, sir? You see that, not as verbal fact, like Hindus fighting Muslims, or Christians fighting whatever they fight for. So, you see where there is division, there is conflict. And the division takes place where there is conditioning. You and I see that, not verbally, but in our blood. I'm your student. Now, we are helping each other. You are helping me and I'm helping you, learning to uncondition ourselves. Now, what will you do with me when you are teaching English? There is in front of you 10 boys and girls. What will you do? Come on, apply your mind.
So we talk about this problem.
You will. Huh?
Yes.
So what will you do? You say, look, we'll take the subject a little later, but let's talk about this first. Right?
Yes.
Huh? You say, I am telling you, no.
It is necessary to establish this first.
Yes.
The whole attitude, the whole.
You follow? You have a different relationship with me as the student. You follow? When you say, look, I'm conditioned, you are conditioned. You come from a house.
He may deny his condition, sir.
Huh?
He may deny his condition.
And then you show it to him.
Right.
I mean, unless he's a moron, or poor morons are also idiotic or insane, they can't say, I'm not. See, I would go into it. I would explain very, very carefully, tenderly, carefully, affectionately. See what is means by conditioning, how it happens. I would then that establishes a relationship which is not in books. I wonder if you get this.
And the interesting thing that happens is sometimes I'm in the book and my student will stop me and say, this isn't going right because...
I don't know what the student will say. I want to establish this fact, which is not established, you understand, being quick. You have to talk to me and establish a relationship of mutual investigation to unconditioning. And you have to show it to me, because I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean by conditioning? You follow? Yeah. Make the boy intelligent to question you. You follow, sir? You have established a relationship with me which is entirely different from that of you teaching a subject. Right? I don't know if you say. Then when you approach the subject, then your teaching will be entirely different and his listening will be entirely different. I wonder if you get that.
But only if it's a thread that goes through the whole teaching. It isn't an introduction or a prologue.
Of course not. That's why I'm saying not only when you follow, it goes right through how you teach. Right, sir? How you teach. That is, you are teaching chemistry or English is bringing about an intelligence that is unconditioned. Though you are teaching a subject which is going to conditioning, which is going to condition the mind through knowledge. I wonder if you get all this. You understand what I'm saying? You understand, Shushila? Shakuntala? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. You can also point out the danger there of the subject conditioning one.
That's
or
right.
Knowledge conditioning.
Conditioning. So you go, you follow, you then make it tremendously exciting to both of you and to me.
And also the danger of words, getting caught in words.
Words, good heavens.
And the beauty of words.
But how can you get away from the danger of logical thinking?
This is logical thinking. Good God.
Rational thinking, just...
This is very rational thinking. Look, sir.
But it's not the only kind.
No, there is a sense in which logical, I understand what he means. For instance, you used the sentence in your letter, we have logically separated ourselves from the world.
Yeah.
A pseudo-logic.
Pseudo, yes.
And it seems to be logical that we are separate.
Yeah.
And this is one of our basic conditions.
Yeah.
And this is...
Obviously.
People think they are separate.
I know.
You look at the students and they think they're circumscribed and separate and solid. And
no, I think...
We don't quite...
Is that what you mean?
I suppose it is. But it applies not only to the subject, it applies everywhere in life.
Sir? Not everywhere in life. You are.
No, I'm sorry.
I mean, you are here. We are in the boat. In this boat we are saying to each other, the students included, we are helping each other to uncondition ourselves. Because one of the basic factors of the degenerating energy is this conditioning. Right? I don't know if you understand it. Right, sir? And you tell me this. And you tell me this not only before the subject, but during the subject. So that it is a total thing, not 10 minutes of talk and then let's go back to the subject. Now, are we all together in this boat?
We have to be all together in the boat ourselves, but we also, the degeneration of energy comes when there is resistance to...
Wait, if I resist you, I'm going to find out. You're going to help me to find out that you are resisting me, oh boy, therefore you're degenerating. You follow? Yes. Is it? Yes. Therefore, a great humility is necessary. Right? Right? Not that I know I'm right. Humility. So we move away altogether from this idea, oh, you are imposing something on me. You follow? Therefore, no authority. We're learning. You understand? Gosh, we could make a marvelous thing of this. If you're in the same boat, if I break my oar, you mend my oar. You understand? You don't say, well, you broke it, old boy, go and repair it. And we're not chained to the boat. Right? Right, sir? You got it? Good. You better stop now. It's going to take an hour and a half.